Let's assume that a person with a college education and a good income is now likely to live well into their 80s. Well, this person's life can be divided into 4 segments, which average just about 8,000 days or 22 years each. Your first 22 years of life are spent learning, primarily attending school. You graduate from college right around 22 and you enter a period in which you're growing. Perhaps you find a spouse, you take on a first job. Maybe you buy your first home and start raising young children. Then right around the time you hit 44 or so, you reach a period we call traditionally middle age. When you're maturing, your kids are getting older and probably heading off to college. Your professional capabilities are really growing, but so are your financial responsibilities. Finally, right around age 66 comes a time we traditionally call retirement, but I call the exploration years. Much has been written about the baby boom generation, which may be the most important demographic group in the history of the world, and which is reaching this exploring stage in massive numbers. The increases in longevity which have been achieved in the last 100 years are also causing the baby boomers to enter uncharted territory. No generation of humans has ever lived as long as they will, and so they're the first generation on Earth who will experience anything like this stage of life. As a personal example, when my grandfather Herb Strid was born in 1904, his life expectancy was 46.2 years. Luckily, he outlived that by a lot and he lived to be 68. After he retired at age 65, he sat on his front porch for about 3 years and then died. By the time my father was born in 1943, his life expectancy was 62.4 years. Today, he's 75 and he's still going strong, with a current life expectancy of over 86 years. Although Herb and his generation may have enjoyed a brief period of retirement after a lifetime of working, for most people in his generation, this time was short because very few people lived much beyond age 65. In contrast, most baby boomers today will live in the exploration stage of life for 20 or more years. The other stages of life have well-established blueprints, which have been handed down through the generations. It's nothing new in the human life cycle to experience a time of education and learning, a period of entry into the workforce and family formation, and then a period of maturing, raising your family, and reaching our most productive working years. There's a familiar playbook for all of these life stages, and there are accomplishments along the way which remind us of our progress. However, the exploration stage of life is a new phenomenon that no prior generation has ever experienced, and there really is no established roadmap for navigating the challenges and opportunities of this stage of life. Our traditional language identifies this stage as the retirement years, but it appears that a new definition is required to describe the emotional, physical, and psychological changes which are experienced in this stage of life. The term retirement implies an end. Nobody wants to be retired from the world. It's now becoming clear that this stage of life is actually a new beginning, a complex, uncertain, but exciting stage of life during which so much can happen. Retirement planning hasn't caught up with the realities of an 8,000-day retirement. My new book is intended to help to provide a clear vision, to plan and to anticipate what's likely to come.